I guess on my hair, she look all right. And with that actually sitting there like this frames, and I had to have them, sis. All 5 of them. I just had, we're gonna discontinue it, but I had to pick up their book of shadows, honey. Color Grade makes cheap fan, expensive breeze, good times. Why so serious? What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Torrence here, and in today's video, we're doing something new. I'm testing out my very first concealer on my channel because I sat back and realized, Torrence, you are always doing eyeshadow reviews. You never do any for your base products, and I absolutely love foundation and concealer. Today, we are testing out for the first time the Sephora Best Skin Ever Concealer. Now this one here has been the buzz of the community because I believe last year they came out with the foundation. I have it, but I've never reviewed it on the channel. And so when they came out with the concealer, I'm like, Torrence, you gotta get up on it. The first thing that had everybody going was the price. $15 for a full coverage concealer at Sephora. You said what? You said you needed some of my money even though I ain't had none? Had to go and get it because, baby, I am someone who loves high-end base products. Usually I prefer high-end over a drugstore, but as far as I'm concerned, as long as the quality is there, I don't mind, honey. Give me the products. And so today we are gonna test this out. I had to pull her out, and I'm also gonna compare her to another concealer because I heard when I was in-store shopping that everybody was comparing this concealer to another one. So if you want to know exactly what I feel about this concealer, as well as what concealer I compared this to, you got to make sure you keep watching. But before we get started, I want to make sure that you all are all subscribed to the channel. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more videos like this. And also, if you've noticed that you've been missing some of my live premieres, I want you to make sure that you go to the notification bell, turn that off and back on. Many people on YouTube are noticing that their subscribers are not receiving their notifications. It is something that YouTube is constantly working on, but for now we are being told to have our subscribers turn it off and back on, and hopefully that fixes things for you. If it doesn't, please leave me a comment letting me know that. But we've been talking long enough. I know you all want to know exactly what my review is on this product because, baby, I'm letting y'all know it's a sneak peek. It's either gonna be extremely good or extremely bad. But enough talking, honey. Let's go ahead and get into this tutorial. Here is a close-up view of the packaging for Sephora's new Best Skin Ever Concealer. It comes in a rather simple packaging, but I like it because it helps save money. This concealer retails for $15 US and comes with 9 milliliters of product. It does not come with a box, but it does come with a barcode sticker there that does come over the top, so you can't open it without damaging that sticker. So you always want to check to make sure you have that. It also comes with a label on the bottom letting you know what your shade is. Because I use my concealers for highlighting, I'm using the shade 29Y. And I'm not seeing anywhere where it says this. Oh wait, there it goes right there. And it does appear that this has a shelf life. Let me see if I can get you a closer view of 12 months here. And once inside, we have a doe foot applicator. It's a rather large one, and if I could compare it to any other one on the market, it closely resembles the Too Faced Born This Way concealer applicator. And just for reference, I wanted to show you all, the one on top is the Sephora one, the one on the bottom is the Too Faced one, but you can see how they both have rather large applicators that leave a nice amount of product on the tip of the wand. And so just to see what they look like when they swatch, I'm going to go ahead and do that as well. And out of curiosity, I wanted to see how much coverage this would provide with the swatch compared to the Too Faced concealer. So we're just going to go ahead and try this. I have the 29Y from Sephora first. We're just going to go in and I want to make sure that I'm in view. And just show you with one swipe. And you can see that is providing a lot of coverage for that one dip. Things are real full coverage. Now I want to take the Too Faced concealer. I have it in the shade Golden Beige. I'm going to swatch that underneath it. And the Too Faced one is definitely much more yellow based. But as you can see, they both provide an immense amount of coverage. And I must admit that Too Faced concealer is looking a lot lighter, so hopefully the Sephora provides a much more natural look, but I like a really bright under eye, so we're going to test this out to find out if we need to get a brighter shade in the Sephora one. Alright you guys, let's go ahead and get into this tutorial. As with all tutorials, any and all tools and products used will be in the description bar below, so if you ever want to know about anything that's on my face, you can always check out there. And because this is a tutorial based on complexion products, I've started noticing that I never put my foundation matte shades and things like that for reference in my description bar. So starting now, those should be in there. Based on today, the fact that we're doing a concealer tutorial, I decided to go ahead to save time, already have my primer and foundation on, so you can catch those down there. Usual combo, the Becca Maybelline primer combo, the Nars Sheer Glow for foundation is already on. But we are here today talking about this bad boy, and she's saying she is a full coverage multi-use concealer. Sephora Best Skin Ever. Now, the one thing I did notice is when I first heard this concealer was coming out, I'm like, okay, I know this is going to be real popular because everybody was talking about the foundation. The thing is, because I wasn't able to get my tutorial out fast enough, the one thing I've been hearing from a lot of people is that this is a lot like the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. And you all know I was already trying to project pan this. And this too is also called a multi-use concealer, except this one is called just multi-use concealer. This is called multi-use sculpting. And when I went to pick this concealer up, the lady recommended this concealer before I can get it. I'm like, I asked her for the Best Skin Ever concealer. I guess she just heard me say, what is the best concealer you all had? She pointed this one out. She like, it's our best seller, but I'm like, yeah, honey, I'm trying to see what y'all's is like. So let's go ahead, because we've been talking long enough, honey. I want to go ahead and see what she's like, because that very large doe foot applicator and all that product that just came off, I'm truly convinced this may be all the product we gonna need. So what we gonna do is just get started because I got somewhere to be today. So I'm the type of person who likes to take my concealer and start chin, lip, rid of the nose and forehead. And then I like to take what's left and put that underneath the eyes. If we need more coverage, we can always come back for more. But I like to just get that in the areas that I want to make sure I focus on first. And like I said, we're going to see what that one dropper will do for the entire face. Because y'all said this is full coverage. Now, I ain't going to lie. She ain't quite as bright as I normally like it. But I'm loving that yellow pigment. I'm hoping this comes off as warm and not neutral. Trying to debate, do I want to get us a little longer? Because a lot of times people figure if you let your concealer sit for a while, it'll dry down some and give you a little more coverage. The thing with that is it is also slightly harder to blend out. And I'm the type of person where once I put my concealer on, I'm usually ready to go and get started. So we can test this out more than once. But today, since she on here, we're going to go ahead and get blending. I got my Beauty Blender sponge. No lie, I prefer the Pros better than this one, but I had her and we're going to use her. And because I like to make sure my sponge is not absorbing too much product, I always start blending where I figure I need the least amount of coverage and then end where I need the most. My chin, I'm just worried about highlighting, not covering anything. The main area I want coverage is underneath the eyes. So I'm going to blend that out last so that after I do this area and go straight up, my sponge has already soaked up product, which means it won't take so much from the under eye area for me. If you feel as if you want less product underneath the eyes, you can start there, but I want to give that time to dry out. So we're going to start here, and just see, and baby, they ain't lied about that full coverage, because y'all see what that one drop look right there, honey. Let me get that going. And I'm the type of person where I like to diffuse the edges, but I'm usually not 100% on worry about having a completely flawless blend with my concealer, because I know I still put baking powder on top of it and then I go in and contour and everything afterwards. So I know if I have any harsh lines now, they won't stay that way. I'm not looking for obvious lines, but I'm just trying to blend and diffuse this product from where it's at. And as you all can see so far, she is creating a brightening effect. You can clearly see that chin area there. Open that up a little more. That Cupid's bow area is definitely highlighted. The bridge of my nose is already giving me a thinner look. And I'm liking how bright this is here, but I did not take it all the way the way I normally would, just to give me a little more right here. Although I'm trying to shrink the size of my forehead, I understand it's big and I can't just have one bright beam of light here and then it looks dark all the way up here. But you all can see, we've started to lose some product here on the sponge, which isn't nearly as much as I thought it would be. But so far things are looking full coverage. So let's go ahead. That crease right there, I'm never gonna get under. Oh, she irritates my spirit. I cut my eye one year right here. That mark that started here ended up creating a crease that went all the way up there underneath the eye. So, ooh wee. But let's see what she's talking about. Okay. And I like to blend up for the, what is that? The temple. I almost said the Adam's apple. I'm like, this is the temple. Make sure underneath is good. Blend it down some and bring it up and out. I'm not the type of person who likes to put concealer on top of my lids unless I'm wearing eyeshadow, because I figure it competes with the under eye area. And you can see that, baby. She blends out quickly and easily, and I just want to see just for record. Okay, and she ain't settling into them lines, baby. Okay. We're going to go ahead and give it a few more minutes while we blend out this side, and when we come back, we're going to see if she started to settle. I like to just press up to the hairline. You see that creates a line right there where if I had eyeshadow on, it would clean that up for me. But I just want to make sure my under eye looks bright. Soften up that line right there, around the cheek area. And this is what we are looking at. Me personally, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This color is not quite as over the top dramatic and bright as I would have wanted it. But truth be told, this is beautiful. Just looking at this, they said this is a full coverage, natural finish, long wear, anti-pollution. I'm indoors, so I don't know about how much pollution he's gonna save me from, but natural finish. When she doesn't look dewy, she doesn't look dry, but full coverage. Oh yeah. So what I think we're gonna do now is, just to see what the rest of this is gonna look like, I'm gonna cut away, finish off my face, and when I come back, I'm gonna let you know exactly what products I used, and if, you know, how things went, you know, how did the powder lay on top of it, how did things blend on top of this, because so far, this is looking nice. This is looking real nice. The only thing, let me just double check and make sure that ain't what I'm seeing in the camera. Okay, she's not creasing, but right here underneath my lashes, she's settling, but I think that's because it got caught with the lashes. Yeah, see, like the actual crease itself, there is the tiniest amount of product going in there, but because I have such a creased under eye, I wouldn't even hold that there to nothing, because just sitting here, you can't even see that. That's something I can tell by looking up close, but enough talking, honey. I'm gonna cut away, finish off the face, and when I come back, we'll let you know what we're gonna do next. All right, you guys, we are back, and I'm telling you, it feels weird to do a full face of makeup and no eyeshadow, but I had to remind myself, Torrence, this is about the concealer. Just do just enough to get your full face on. Use products you are comfortable with, so nothing, you know, sways your opinion. And I'm surprised how fast we got things done, so let's go ahead and tell you about it. Off camera, I use things that I already know exactly how they work, so I didn't get any confusion or anything going. But the lipstick, well, not necessarily lipstick, what I wanted to use was this here. For lip liner, I wanted to use my ColourPop Lippy Pencil in BFF3, accidentally grabbed BFF2, so that's what I'm wearing. It wasn't until I put it on that I realized, wait, this isn't dark enough. I did not feel like starting over or doing anything, so I just filled my entire lips in with this color, kept it moving. Then to top it off, instead of going with the lipstick because my liner wasn't dark enough, I went in with a gloss. This is from Sephora. This is part of their gloss line. This is in the shade 25 Yes Honey. Have that topped off all top of the lips. So I'm like, liner lip gloss combo. This should last throughout the day. Of course, the glossiness is going to go down if I eat or anything, but I just need this to last long enough to get this video up. What else? Eyes are the basics. Mascara primer and mascara is the Lancome duo that I absolutely love. Those will be in the description bar. I am so close to finishing up my Fenty Beauty brow pencil. When I tell you, that's all that's in there. That little tiny nub is all that's left. So we are just trying to finish this off before we switch back over to the ABH backup that I have. I'm hoping to get another one of these for my birthday because I absolutely love this. On the lower lash line, we have the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil. I have this in the shade Whiskey because I wanted something just to give me a little definition, nothing to take over the eyes. Favorite highlighter, MAC Oh Darling. Anything else? Oh, favorite blush of all time, Juvia's Place Serafina. Have that on. Anything else? I'm not seeing nothing else, honey. So if I did forget anything, all tools and products will be in the description bar below. But I did want to come back and just let you all see what this looks like. I've baked, as you all can see, I have contour. Oh, my favorite contour, Subconscious by KVD, have that here. But I'm like, this is a full face. The one thing I will tell you is this concealer did not budge or crease after I put that powder on underneath the eyes. I received a phone call. When answered that, came back, wanted to double check, make sure everything is good. You can see my under eyes look amazing. I am having some dry skin right now, so I want to see if I can come closer before we spray this so you all can see that. There is a small patch of dry skin right here on the top of my eye, but underneath, everything is nice and smooth, baby. And considering the fact that we baked, I am loving this concealer. But before we go ahead and set everything, I wanted to show you all what this finish looks like with no setting spray or anything, just in case you're the type of person who does not spray your makeup, but I got to get mine going. So grab your sprays because you know I'm about to grab mine. All right, you guys, you already know the routine. Fix Plus to give us a glowy do. All-nighter so things will last all day. Cheap fan, expensive breeze, good times. I'm going to give this a few more moments to dry and I'll be back to show you all the final look. And here's the final look. I want to go ahead, give you all a full face view of things before I give you all my final thoughts. And I'm here to tell you all, this concealer is absolutely beautiful. She is stunning. She's stunning. There's just no other way to put it. Two concealers that come to mind when I think of my all-time favorites are the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer and the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. I have both of those here. And the thing is, I find that this Sephora Best Skin Ever Concealer is like these two had a baby and this was the product of it. The reason I say that is because all three of these are truly full coverage concealers. Let me try to see if I can pull up how much these retail for. I know for sure that the most affordable one is the Sephora Best Skin Ever. She gives you 9 milliliters and she's only $15, which means she's truly cheaper than the other two. The thing is, the Nars, which is my holy grail, only gives you 6 milliliters. The Too Faced gives you 15. So the amount of product is right in between the two. It's more than this one, which is my favorite, but less than this one, which was my second favorite. The thing is, I find on my skin, with my oily skin, The Too Faced one can come off a little dewy, a little hydrating sometimes. It's not a dewy concealer, it's much more natural to dewy. But I find on some days she's just a little too dewy. And with the Nars, sometimes I find, especially if I'm testing out a new baking powder, she may be just a little too matte. I'm trying to think, like, for me, I don't mind a matte look. I can put a matte foundation on top of a matte concealer and bake and things like that. But sometimes you gotta make sure your skin is really moisturized or it can come off dry and cakey. And that's why sometimes I avoid this one here. This Too Faced one, she right in the dead smack middle. When I tell you, she's natural. She just what the name says, she's natural. She's not matte, she's not dewy. She like the perfect blend of the two, and to know that she's only $15, and I kept saying, Torrence, let me look up and see what's the price of those other ones. Let me see, let me see, let me see. Because I know they're both between $20, maybe even $30. So let's pull her up. Nars Radiant. The Nars, which is my favorite, she reached, oh, $31 now. And I didn't even know she had went up in price. I know you can't get that many for $14, but the full price one is $31. And then for the Too Faced, she is retailing now at $34. Baby, I did not realize those. I don't even know why I'm shocked. The price of everything that went up. Pat McGrath palettes last year, her motherships were $125. They're now $129. I believe the Natasha Denona midi palettes went from $65 to $69. So I'm like, Torrence, just because you ain't bought these in a minute, don't mean they ain't went up. And I guess they have. And that's what's the shocking part to me, because I'm sitting here looking like $31, $34, or $15. It ain't even no point of lying. If I had to say, Torrence, do you recommend this concealer? Absolutely. Do you recommend it over these concealers? Honestly, considering the price of them now, yes. It's no reason why I could personally tell somebody to go pick up either one of these, knowing even if you picked up the mini for half price, you're gonna be getting less product than you would for the Sephora one. And I'm shocked. That's all I can say is I'm shocked, because is she my new favorite? I wouldn't say that quite yet. I wouldn't say that quite yet. I ain't gonna lie, I am liking her a little more than the Too Faced one, because that's the one thing I always said is I just wish this Too Faced was just a little more matte, a little more matte. So to put her to the side and say I would rather try the Sephora, yes. To say I would trust that over my Nars, I don't know. I would have to take this, wear this out for a whole day, see how she looks like for longevity. But as long as pigmentation, look, the way it blends, the way it builds, y'all got to go ahead and try this. And I am excited to see what this looks like on top of their foundation, because although I have the Best Skin Ever foundation, I've never tried it with this concealer because this is my first impressions. But I'm here to tell y'all, honey, I am in utter shock. Not only with the price of my favorites going up and me not knowing it, but to know Sephora must have sat back and was watching like, you know what? We selling so many of these concealers and everybody like them. Let's go ahead and see if we can come up with a formula that's close to it, half the price, because I believe when you buy the Nars one, I know this comes in a box. The Too Faced concealer, it has to come in a box because there's no barcode on this. But it's like Sephora decided we gonna cut everything. We're not giving y'all no special boxes. We're not paying for all that marketing or nothing like that. We just gonna give y'all a quality product at a low price, and we're gonna sell it in the same store. So to know that when it's time for me to repurchase, am I gonna spend $31 on this or $15 on this one? Considering the fact I'm already on a budget and I'm not buying no new makeup, baby. I think Sephora might have just came through and started stealing coins from my favorite brands. Ain't nothing else much to say about it, honey. That's just the honest to God truth. So if you all are in your local Sephora, I recommend testing it out, seeing if you want it. This product is available online and in the app. But for me, if you have never tested out the Sephora brand, I would recommend going in store, getting shade match so you don't have to go through the issues of swapping things out. But the beautiful thing about that is Sephora has an amazing return policy. So if you don't get your right shade, you can always exchange it. It may be a lot easier to go ahead and just get it done right in store so you're not worried about getting the wrong shade. But I'm sitting back looking at this like, Torrence, you looking fabulous. And I normally would like go ahead and just throw a little eyeshadow on, but it's like, why put on eyeshadow and have it competing with this base look? So I think we're gonna go ahead and end this video here because I don't think it's much left to say. I am gonna continue to test this product out because like I said, I wanna see what she looks like on top of other foundations. But considering the fact she looked good on top of my favorites, I don't see why she wouldn't look good with anything else. But I don't want this video to drag out because I got another video to record after this. So with nothing else, I hope you all remember to practice, continue to stay blessed, and until next time, goodbye, YouTube.